After working with hundreds of nonprofits, the biggest reason why we see new founders struggle is because they believe that success is simultaneous and not sequential. When sitting down with these new founders, most of them believe that their success is supposed to just happen right off the bat because they have the great idea. Someone told them they can create a 501c3 and immediately get grants because someone told them that. They have this high expectation that their success is simultaneous, and when it doesn't, they give up. But in reality, there's actual 5 sequential steps of growth for you to find out how much you can actually do in business. In this video, I want to discuss those. So the 5 layers to become a successful business or a successful nonprofit. Number 1, you have to understand what success is. Of course, there's 1,000 different individuals who are creating content who will tell you that success is this, success is this, and success is this. But the definition of success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Meaning that if you put your heart out to do this and then you do this means that you're successful. So if your whole life desire is you wanted to be a high school principal and you became a high school principal, this means that you're successful. So why do I tell you that? I want to tell you that so you don't predicate your success off what other people are doing, but you predicate it off what you desire to do in your heart. And I hope that makes sense. So here are the 5 layers. Number 1 is we have to start. Number 2, we have to get good. Number 3, we have to get better. Number 4 is automate and delegate. And then number 5 is rinse and repeat. Now let me break down each of these. Number 1, you have to get started. There's a great quote that says, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. And I do understand that the reason why a lot of people haven't got started is because they're still in their ideation phase, coming up with the idea and the concept of their organization. But what I also know is that a lot of people are past knowing what they want to do. They actually do know what they want to do, but they believe that there's so much information they need to gain before they actually start. And what I found is that all your answers you find along the journey. Let me share with you a quick story. I initially got involved in the nonprofit space in 2016. I was initially in the United States Navy, and I was actually becoming a part of an organization called the American Legion. I had no idea about the American Legion. I had no idea that there was a subscription model. When we went to the event place, I didn't even know that it was a nonprofit until we soon found out about it. Fast forward, just for time purposes, I was very interested in the nonprofit space, the intricacies of the business, and how these large organizations were actually creating success with the quote-unquote nonprofit. And in 2021, I actually started to create content around the nonprofit space. Now, I sat down with the mentor and he said, what I want you to do is I just want you to host 50 free consultations before you start promoting a product. Now, of course, I thought this was not a good idea because, naturally I want to make money, but he knew something that I didn't. He knew that my answers would be found along the journey. With me running all these free consultations, after about the 10th or 15th consultation, I noticed that all these individuals were having the same problem in different states, in Texas, California, Alabama, Kentucky, Ohio, all over the world. People were having these same issues. And the more I did these free consultations, the more confident I became in actually launching a program because I knew that people wanted it. And guys, when I tell you that just from one service that we offer, out of the few services that we offer, it's become a multiple 6-figure business just from one service. But I found out about that service through these free consults, not through watching videos on YouTube, not through asking my grandma what she thought was the best idea for me. The actual experience in the field gave me the competence to then have confidence to sell a product. And can you write that down for me? Competence about a thing gives you confidence in a thing. But a lot of us, we spend a lot of time trying to gain competence from the house on YouTube, on TikTok, which is a sort of competence. It definitely will enhance your game. But the true competence that you gain is in the field, hitting your head or having a success story. And then that information becomes confidence for you to do the right thing later on. So I hope that makes sense to you because that now leads to us getting good. Now, getting good is going to mean a lot of things. Number 1, we have to go back to what we mentioned before, and that is the competence. Getting as competent as we can in multiple areas in this space. So ask yourself, if I want to grow this organization, what areas do I believe? Don't tell you don't know. Just based off what it is that you want to do, ask yourself, what areas do I think I need to be more competent in? pull out a sheet of paper and actually write this down. Question it for real. The quality of the questions that we ask ourselves determines the quality of the life that we live within ourselves. The quality of the life that we live within ourselves determines the quality of life that we create around ourselves. So it all starts with those questions. Don't be afraid to ask for powerful ones. So you say, Tim, you know what? I'm really serious about growing my nonprofit. I'm really serious about making a difference in my community. I need to get good. So then the question lies again. What else do I need to get good at? Maybe you need to get better at speaking in front of the camera. Maybe you need to get better at speaking in front of groups. Maybe you need to get better at communicating what your nonprofit does. You may need to get good at creating emails. You may need to get good at networking. You may need to get really good at asking for funds, finding out where sponsors are, finding out where donors are. Getting these levels of understanding will make all the difference. Now, also, repetition is the mother of learning. Repetition is the mother of learning. So whatever it is that you're doing, you have to do it again. Sometimes when I'm saying words, when I'm speaking on YouTube, like I just did, I repeat things twice back to back just so you can really hear it the second time. Sometimes you may not hear it as clearly as you thought you did on the first time. These are all things that you could be getting good at. So then we move to the next level, which is getting better. I mentioned to you before, but success leaves clues and so does failure. So what I want to encourage you to do is I want to encourage you to identify 5 businesses or 5 founders who are in the same lane or the same arena as you that you could possibly emulate how they're doing things. And then I also want you to think about 5 smaller organizations or people that you may know who kind of want to do the same thing as you and they're not having the same amount of success that you want to have. Why is this important? It's because success and failure leaves clues. If you can identify what they should be doing, you can then identify what you could be doing. If you can identify what these people are doing very well, you can then identify what you could be working on to do very well as well. This is how we get better. Now, in this phase of getting better, I'm going to encourage you to consult with a nonprofit expert. I'm going to encourage you to actually maybe have a mentor. I'm going to encourage you to have someone in the space who can actually walk you through how they've done it and what they've done. This is another way for you to get better. Could you be doing more? Could you give more effort? Could you be providing more value? Could you be asking for more money? More than likely, the answer is going to be yes. But then you may say, you know what, Tim, I have a job, I have a husband, I have a wife, I have kids. I don't have the time to do all of these things, which then lead us to the next one is after we've started. We've kind of started to get good. We've gotten better. We now want to position ourselves to delegate and automate. Write this down for me. Elevation requires delegation. Elevation requires delegation. So let's look at it like this. Let's say for a work day, I have 8 hours in my day. And every person that I bring on as a staff member also gives me 8 more hours in my day because now they can start doing things that I no longer want to do so I can work on the things that are more valuable. I'll give you an example for myself. Creating this company, we've realized that the content is the lead generator for our organization. And in any business that you're going to have, you want to question, what is your lead generator? What do people find to find out more about how they can be involved with your organization or with your business or with your services that you provide? We realized for us that it was content. So then I had to start thinking about, all right, if content is the most valuable thing that continuously brings people into my business, this is what I should be doing the most. But when people come into my business, there's a service that we provide as well. And at the beginning, I was the one providing the service. So I was not only creating the content, I was editing the videos, posting the video, creating the caption, creating the links in bio, and then also fulfilling the services as well. Now, although I was able to do multiple 6 figures with just by myself, we desire to go to a multiple 7-figure company, but the way we're going to do that is delegate and automate. So I brought people into my business where they can focus on the admin work, the deliverables for my company, so then I can focus on the main thing, which is be consistent with content. Now, as I say that, what is it for you? What is the main thing that you could be or should be focused on that brings you the most leads, that brings you the most support, brings you the most finances, brings you the most donors? That is what you want to be 100% focused on. So that may mean you as the founder, what actually gets you support is you going out into the community and shake someone's hand. What actually gets you the sponsorship is sitting down front to front in front of a sponsor, presenting them your message, your compelling message, being very passionate and presenting the data like I've presented in my other videos on how this makes sense and how you guys align. everything else that you're doing, it may not be as valuable. So what is it we want to do is we want to hire out and allow other people to fulfill those roles for us. Of course, pay them by the hour. And I recommend you start off with VA representative, using Upwork, onlinejobs.ph, hiring virtual assistants, people who work overseas for $4 or $5 an hour so they can get the admin work done for you. And then this allows you to have the free time to actually commit to what's valuable. And then when you do that, you may realize there's some systems that could be reevaluated within your business as well. How are you onboarding your clientele automatically? How are you maintaining your clientele automatically? What does your donor support look like? What does your sponsorship support look like? Do you have automated emails for these donors or for these sponsors? Or do you have to do everything yourself? These are just things to consider if you want to scale. You can't do everything on your own. We have to delegate to elevate, and then also automate. And then the last piece is going to be rinse and repeat. By the way, these are sequential steps to have a successful organization. Sequential steps, not simultaneous again. So with the rinse and repeat, of course you hear that and you think, okay, well, just rinse and repeat. But with the rinse, think about when you wash clothes, when it has an actual rinse cycle, what is it doing? It's spinning and it's getting off all the dirt. So what it is that you want to do is now, because you've hired out and you're able to work on your business and not just in your business, you can pay attention to what should stay and what should go. Maybe who should stay and who should go. This is the rinse. Maybe what can we add to make it better? This is the rinse. And then we start, get good, get better, automate and delegate, rinse and repeat. You may have multiple different legs or committees or compartments that you want to focus on to start, get good, get better, delegate and automate, and then rinse and repeat. Maybe you want to focus on that in marketing. Maybe you want to focus on that in administration. Any facet, I want you to remember that success is not simultaneous, it's sequential. So look guys, I hope this video has been informative for you. If you're new to the nonprofit sector, I want to encourage you to download our free nonprofit starter kit. You can click the link in our description and grab it there. Also, if you haven't actually filed to become a nonprofit yet, or you're 501c3 and you want a team of people to do it for you, myself and my team, we offer a done for you service where we file your nonprofit directly with your state, create your policies, your procedures, your bylaws, a marketing plan. We'll apply for your 501c3 short form or long form. We'll create you a website. We'll also provide you with multiple politicians, multiple grantors, and multiple foundations in your area that may align with what you're doing as an organization. You can click the link in the description for that as well. But if you're gonna do anything, just get started and stop stopping. My name is Timothy Wright, the founder and CEO of the Nonprofit Launcher. I respect you, I admire you. Continue to push yourself. I'm signing off. Peace.